welcome to another episode of Call Option Example on successfultradings.com. Today we are going to bring you not one but two examples of call options that we traded this past week based on our very own methodology. Without any further ado, let us go ahead and dive in. All right, excellent. So let me bring exactly the report or so that I haven't shared this in the channel yet. This is something that I've been working on since 2017. It's fully automated to the point where it brings this report at any point during the day, but typically within the last hour, such that a trader can take opportunity on swing trading. So really, or prepare themselves if they do not have time to do a swing trade for the next day and day trade that. I can show you an example, for instance, very quickly on here that it will not be the example of that here. ADSK here on the 30th, you could have traded that the very next day on the 1st because it gave you the direction just based on this signal, which is called an inside bar. But today, I'm going to bring you two of them. So very quickly on here, let's go to the first one, Western Digital. So the alert came in on our system when actually two times, on the 4th and on the 6th. This right there pretty much tells us that something, movement is about to happen. The only thing we don't know about this trade with great certainty is the direction, calls or put. But with experience and with actually some quantitative analysis, we can predict that. So this, for instance, let's read here. Why is ADBE and Western Digital, the two examples that I'm talking about today, why are they in yellow, highlighted in yellow in this report? The reason is that we actually have gone in our algorithm and brought in the average day range, meaning that in average, how much does a stock move on a day-to-day basis? This is something that those familiar with the channel, you know, I like to try to get a great deal. Typically, I show that to you on Finway's true average true range. So average true range, or let's see, this is not the one that I want. Sorry about that. So I want this. So let's see if I go on here and I bring Western Digital average true range, it will be able to show me pretty much, yes. So the average true range here is something that I can go into my settings and say bring it on. So in this case, average true range, we just say updates, and we got that here at the very bottom if we can move this. So the average true range for Western Digital has been creeping up, especially since the increased volatility. Like most stock, right? $2 per day. Then it went to almost over $4 per day, and recently it's settling just shy of $3 on here. $3 per day on a $40 stock. That gives you an idea. On a $40 stock, $4 is 10%. So that's the average true range per day. That tells you. So what is the indicator then tell us? The indicator tells us, if I can bring it back here, the indicator tells us that, hey, this specific stock, Western Digital, the ranking on here is based on some calculation that I've done in the algorithm in terms of percentage move. So meaning the higher, the better. Cool, for instance, when it came in last week, that was another one, by the way. That was a trigger to trade Cool. And in general, was telling us that in average, over the last 19 times that it happened, so this 19 times, the occurrence is over 200 days or close to a year. So that's what these numbers mean. So same thing, Western Digital happened to have this alert 19 times over the last 200 days. In average, it goes up over a 6-day period. 6-day period represents about weekly options, guys. That's why I set it up in that manner, meaning that if you're trading weekly option, this could be gold. Let me show you how that's worked out for Western Digital. So in average 4.6% on the call side, and in average minus 3.7%. So these numbers, you can use them, you should use them along with the ATR to get a sense for what strike to use when this alert comes in. Hopefully that makes sense. So in this case, back to back, you don't have to actually trade this on the very first day that the alert comes. I can tell you by experience that the second or third day, depending on when that second or third day fall. You know by now, if you have been reading our blogs on at successfultradings.com, that based on our research, the best day actually to trade option is Thursday, meaning that if you are swinging option, you can enter on Wednesday for Thursday and Friday expiration. Those are the ones that give you really the most amount of gain, but they are risky as well. So hence, we have introduced that, you know by now, we like to strangle, because let's say if a news comes out and you are not expecting a direction to go up, you don't want to be caught with your pants down, because as long as you're on this trade, guys, you're highly probable to make a profit. So that's what happened with Western Digital. So for us, let's quickly go ahead here and show you exactly how we traded this over. So on the 7th, we bought these calls, the 42 calls. So on the 7th, what was the price on Western Digital? So on the 7th, the 6th, the 7th, can we make this bigger? That will help the legs. Okay, so on the 7th, this is really just doing sideways. There's not much movement. So $40 and 63 cents. So for us, we bought the 42 calls expiring on May 8th, so 2 days before expiration. So, no, actually, we bought them here on the 7th. What are we talking about? So, yeah, 41.85 or something, and then we bought the 42. God, were they bought on the 7th? Does it tell us? Yeah, it tells us here. So on the 7th, that's when they were bought. So for 64 cents, and this is what we paid. And then the very next day on the 8th, yeah, that's amazing. One day. What gives us that much confidence, okay, to enter this trade expiring there? Because normally, and I share that with the traders in our Discord room, that I was building a long-term position for the following week, but I wanted to take advantage of the fact that we have had back-to-back signal. This back-to-back signal, they are very powerful. If I can bring the reports on here, do we have an opportunity to see one that materialize? This one on STX transpired again on this past Friday. So if you follow STX, I believe it went on the run. Can we show that? Let's go ahead and try to showcase that. So instead of Adobe here, STX. Here we go. Here we go. This is a run that started on the 6th through the 8th. So the 6th through the 8th, the back-to-back alerts on STX came on the 30th. So the last Friday. So within a week, pretty much, if you entered call a position on STX, you were able to capitalize yesterday big time. That's how powerful they were. So back to Western Digital. By the way, Western Digital STX is the same industry, right? Some of you in the Discord room, when you're reading this video, the same pretty much setup. And I use that very often, where within the same industry, if you have a signal on 1, 2, 3 stock, that tells you that something will be happening. I think 2 weeks ago, I alerted the Discord traders, the successful trading traders, that's the cloud stock, that CRM, Adobe, they were on the move. So ADSK is also another one, along with Cool, obviously. And then the mighty Trilo, who just after its earning. But typically, I don't want to trade these setups, well, let's say with earnings. No. I want to, how I trade earnings. They're completely separate. These happen any given time, and on any stock, I can analyze what is the probability of it going into a certain direction. And obviously with hedge, it makes it a very, very, very safe trade that you can swing trade, you can day trade inside and out on a daily basis. So in this case, in the case of Western Digital, we bought those 42 calls expiring on Friday, and we were able to, we will give them up cheaply, guys. From the open on here, I don't know if the time is correct. We sell the first contract at $1.08, and then we sold the second contract $1.53, the one $1.35. These contract, my friend, they went, if you were to be patient on them, you would have done much better than me. They went for close to $2. I kid you not. Absolutely. So as an idea, actually, let's just do something. We know that since Saturday I'm recording this, so the expiration for May the 8th is already passed. But let's say you were to say, we're going to just use a small simulation here. So let's say you were to trade we're gonna add maybe one ATR, full ATR was $3, right? So instead of trading the 42, let's say if you were to trade the 45 expiring May the 15th, we are going to go side by side, as you know, and look at the option chart for that, because that you would have bought it at a higher price, but it will have still yielded gains for you with still time left, since you have the full week left going into the 15, right? So here on the 7, you could have bought the 45 calls for 31 cents, and open the opening here, they were going for 75 cents, and the close at 83 cents. So my friend, almost 200% on these calls, that you still have a full week left. So that's how powerful this win here on Western Digital was. So in my case, I traded from 64 to 1.35 or something. So within a day, yeah, it was a swing trade. I got over 100% on there. So that's you could have gotten more if you set it up with a further strike out of the money for a further expiration. In this case, I was simulating the May 15 on there. So that was number 1. Number 2, very quickly on here, same thing. If we bring back again the report, Adobe. Adobe is a very powerful stock, folks. I've been studying Adobe for, let's say, the last couple of years. Adobe is one of those stocks that if the market could be red, and Adobe will be green no matter what. They love Adobe. Don't ask me why or anything. All of those companies that have subscription-based type of revenue, meaning that the revenue, it's unless the industry it's going through some melancholic type of phase, which is rare because everybody uses computer. Anything in the cloud these days, my friend, is money. So when you want to look at, just do yourself a favor this weekend and study the move for the cloud stock. So Q, Twilio, CRM, ADSK, Adobe, those 5, put them into your watch list, and just, if a week goes by that you are not trading one of them on bullishly most of the time, believe it or not, don't ask me why. So this is Autodesk. Why am I on Autodesk? I want Adobe. Adobe is more impressive. It's the one that's we want to say. So this huge candle here, it's a reverse 3-in-1. So it came in on April 28th. So on April 28th, and that trade pretty much set up this sequence of events. So again, for us, the study that we have here, in this case, if I bring it up, because that was quick, so Adobe had 3 only occurrence. So this signal, reverse 3-in-1, it's very rare. So over the course of 200 days, only happened 3 times on Adobe, and whereas this one here, the inside bar on Adobe happened 24 times, and this is the average moves on here. This one is rare, and typically it plays itself on the downside, but in this case, the market was recovering. It's played itself on the upside very bigly, because my friend, if let's say you took the trade the next day, you open at can we move this here? So it opened at 339. Okay, so over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, it went to almost 370. I mean, yeah, 369 here on this Thursday. But then your expirations are what? Your expirations are weekly, right? So on the 28th, you only have 2 days before expiration for May 1st. So just 3 days on the trade didn't make sense. So the expiration that you are to use was at least May 8th, right? So for us here, if we go and say on Adobe, since we don't have the May 8th one, to say, okay, let's use on the call side. Well, first of all, let's go take a look at what's Adobe ATR is. ATR stands for average true range. So that's the measure of, yeah. When the stock market was really wild in March, the ATR on Adobe was, folks, it peaked at over $25 per day. $25 per day. So right now it's coming down to $13 or so. Imagine a stock that's moving $13. We have a lot of those. Nvidia is one of them. All of those stocks that are $300, excuse me, that are $300 or so. Netflix of the world, their ATR. It's amazing because you could hack a stock move down. Yeah, 2-3%, and before you know it, that's what happened. And when you trade those options, so a little piece of nugget today. If you have the choice, for instance, in my scenario on here, because these alerts, as I've been socializing them in the Discord room, I'm still yet to figure out a plan how actually I'm going to disseminate them with the larger audience of traders. If you have a choice, and I think the code is like that on here, that it makes it such that it's ranking days in order with, I think 10% its contribution on this ranking is based not only on the movement of the stock itself, but also on its price, meaning the bigger stocks have a little bit more advantage. You rather trade Adobe than maybe Western Digital if you have the choice. But then the options are going to be a little bit more expensive. Then that's where you can use far away, out of the money strike to get in cheaply and with a massive run like this one. So we wanted to simulate, for instance, yeah. So we say that the ATR is $13 or so. So it started about 340, right? So if you were to say from 340 to say, okay, you have the 5 days that we just had plus, let's say this one, and you took maybe, I don't know, 2, 3, or 4 times the ATR, that's $15, $60 on those. So you could have been trading the 390. Okay, where were they, the 390 calls from that point on? Let's take a look at the chart, how that chart would have looked like. So let's look at this over the last 10 days. Actually, let's say on here on the 5th or so, you had great entries here at 28 cents. $1. So that's 300% thereabout. So you could have still traded this from the time of the alert. So the alert came in on the 28th. So let's say between the 28th, so here on the 28th itself, 37 cents or thereabouts, and then close at 87 cents on the 30th. So you had the cheapest entry you could have gotten were somewhere here on the 1st. The market was down a little bit on the 1st, right? 40 cents, and then they went as high as $1 or something. So this is an idea of there. But I mean, obviously that's very far out of the money from the time of the trade. So let's say you were to use maybe the all-time high at the time. What was the all-time high? I'm just giving you techniques and strategies here, how to go about that. The all-time high here was 386. Yeah, well, that's close to 390. So you could have used the 385 or 380 as if you wanted a one number. Always use one number, but typically the rule is what? Use the number where the open interest is the highest somehow. So because that's going to make it look it. That's a trick that's another piece of nugget that you can definitely take from this video today. So yeah, this is how that chart has evolved. So great entries on here, and on a trade like this, these triggers. The other piece of nugget, patience is the key, meaning that not rushing into trade. You're going to be seeing, I'm going to be sharing later on my diary of this trade. So typically I will see that trigger, the best entry could be the day of the trigger plus 2 days or plus 1 day. But plus 2 days is typically by then a direction will already have materialized, and then it make it an easy trade for the rest of the time. So here, for instance, on the 4th, you could have gotten this one for 79 cents, and they went as high as $2.84 on Wednesday. So yeah, that's really a great potential on some of those trades. So we wanted to share with you. Sorry that the video is a little bit long. So in summary, we introduced 2 different alerts. One that's relatively frequent, yeah, because 24 times in a year, 200 the year, a trading year has 230, 250 days or so. So yeah, so this alert coming in 24 times. That's 20. Yeah, that's the average on here. 20 something times. MRK has it like 33 times. That's the high end. Twitter has them as much. So imagine, folks, that these are not coming and you have just these stocks to focus on. I mean, just for this list that we trimmed, because we can do this for our entire watch list, which is made of 70 stock. But for us, we selected these top 15. Thanks to my friend PT. I hope that you traded Roku successfully on Friday after that morning pre-market analysis that the two of us we had on our Discord channel. So yeah, so in summary, we introduced two type of alerts. The more frequent one is the inside bar on here, where we showcase Western Digital Trade, and the one less frequent one is this reverse 3-in-1. The forward 3-in-1, you have seen them already in, I think, 2 weeks ago on a couple of videos. We'll be also posting on our Discord channel how they performed this past week. There were not that many on here. These two stocks, well, Gilead did something, but I avoid Biopharma, and the CNX is a stock that's, well, is lucky I still have it on the watch list, because I don't like less than $10 stock, folks. I told you that. Opportunity abound with these high flying stocks in the $200, $300. If you have the choice that they set up, you prefer you'd rather have those ones, because you can get in cheaply, and when you have gains, those are the one producing the 10 baggers that you have come so frequent. So hopefully you gather something out of this. We will be revealing to the rest of the world these ADBEs very shortly. Most likely they are going to be as part of our services, as you know right now. So go to successfultrading.com, send us an email if you are this piqued your interest. If you're interested in becoming a subscriber, I guess, to these future coming alerts. So we hope to see you for another video on successfultrading.com for another episode of call option examples, such as the one we just described to you, reviewed here on Western Digital and ADBE. Until then, have a great evening, have a great day, a great rest of the week, wherever you're watching and following us from. Bye-bye.